Imagine standing in the middle of the Nevada desert in the early 1980s. You look up at the night sky and see a shadow. It doesn't look like a plane. It has no curves, it makes almost no sound, and it looks more like a pyramid flying through the air than an aircraft. For years, people thought this was a UFO. I am talking about the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first operational stealth aircraft, a machine designed with one single purpose: to be invisible. But how did engineers build a plane that defies the laws of aerodynamics? And what was it really like to fly a machine that wanted to crash every second? Let's find out. The story of the Nighthawk begins in the legendary secretive division of Lockheed Martin, known as Skunk Works. When the engineers first designed it, the shape was so bizarre that even they didn't believe it would work. They nicknamed it the Hopeless Diamond. If you look closely, you will see that the F-117 doesn't have smooth, rounded surfaces like a normal fighter jet. Instead, it is built using a technique called faceting. The entire body is made of flat, triangular panels arranged at sharp angles. The idea was simple but revolutionary. When enemy radar waves hit these flat panels, they don't bounce back to the radar station. Instead, they are scattered in different directions. To an enemy radar operator, this massive 65-foot jet appeared as small as a bird or a marble on their screen. However, making a plane invisible is one thing, making it fly is another. The very design that made the F-117 stealthy also made it aerodynamically unstable. In simple terms, this plane should not be able to fly. It was nicknamed the Wobblin Goblin because of its instability. If a human pilot tried to fly this manually, the plane would likely flip over and crash within seconds. The only reason it stays in the air is because of advanced fly-by-wire technology. Quadruple redundant flight computers make thousands of tiny adjustments every second to keep the plane steady. The pilot tells the computer where to go, and the computer figures out how to keep the plane from falling out of the sky. Despite its name, the F-117 stealth fighter is technically not a fighter at all. It is an attack aircraft. It has no afterburners, it cannot fly faster than the speed of sound, and it carries no machine guns or air-to-air missiles for dogfights. Its only defense is that you cannot see it. For offense, it relies on precision. Inside its belly, it has two internal weapon bays. It usually carried two 2,000-pound laser-guided bombs, like the GBU-27 Paveway. Its job was to slip into heavily defended enemy airspace, drop a bomb through a ventilation shaft or a specific window, and leave before the enemy even knew they were under attack. During the Gulf War, the Nighthawk was the only aircraft allowed to strike downtown Baghdad. So what was it like to operate this ghost? The pilots, known by the codename Bandits, had a very difficult job. The cockpit of the F-117 is incredibly cramped. Because of the stealth requirements, the windows are jagged and coated with gold to reflect radar, which limited visibility. Pilots flew mostly at night, in total radio silence, completely alone deep inside enemy territory. There was no room for error. They had to trust their instruments and the stealth coating to keep them alive, while flying a plane that fought against the air itself. Officially, the U.S. Air Force retired the F-117 Nighthawk in 2008 to make way for the F-22 Raptor. But the legend of the Nighthawk refuses to die. Even today, over 15 years after its retirement, aviation enthusiasts still spot these black triangular shapes flying over the Nevada testing ranges. Some say they are being used to train the next generation of stealth technology, or perhaps for missions we still don't know about. The F-117 proved that in modern warfare, being fast is good, but being invisible is invincible.